You're now listening to Unfiltered with Mia, where filters fade and real connection begin. Each week, I sit down with inspiring guests, all share solo reflection for raw and honest conversation about growth, challenges, and the wins that shape us. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a new episode with Unfiltered with Mia. Today, I have a special guest. I have Ashley with me today. How are you?
Great.
So, a little bit of an intro. So, Ashley, you are a former stripper.
Yes. I used to take my clothes off for money, yes.
Yes. Yeah, and you also competed in the IFBB Pro,
Yes.
which is bodybuilding,
Yes.
for those that doesn't know. And then you also became, a year after, you became a monk?
Yeah, last September. So almost a year ago.
Became a monk, and now you are a breathwork facilitator, meditation teacher, and a co-founder of Immersive.
Yes, that's the one.
Perfect. I got it on point?
You nailed it.
Perfect. So before, obviously, we go through what you do today, which is fantastic, I want to know a little bit more about your early years. Obviously, I know that you're from Australia, but tell me a bit more about your early years and what actually brought you from going to be a stripper, first of all.
So, what was it? I was working in the military. So I was in the army from 17 till about 22.
Okay.
After I left, I went to Western Australia and I was working in the mines. So I used to work on the train line for the mines. So it was good. It was FIFO work, which is fly in, fly out. My friend was like, dude, you need some life experience, so go traveling. So I was like, let's go to the UK. So I left the mines, went back to the East Coast and worked for my parents. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's book flights. I got my friend to join me. We booked in, I think it was September 2013.
Okay.
And we took off. We got our visa, 2-year visa, and we went to the UK. But from there, we went traveling around all of Europe.
Okay.
And I spent all my money. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go home. That's it. I got back home and my parents were like, look, you need to get yourself a job in the UK because if you don't, you're wasting an opportunity here and we're not going to let you waste an opportunity. So get a job and we'll fly you back over there.
Okay.
So I reached out to a friend and he got me a job as a stripper. But I told my parents I was doing security.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they wouldn't have paid for it otherwise.
Of course.
So and look, my reasoning behind it was I used to get drunk and naked for free in the army. So why not get paid to do it?
Cool. Yeah.
So that was it. I basically jumped on a plane, went to the UK, and out of all the places, it was in Cornwall. So,
All right.
Yeah. So we were in Cornwall, and everything that was happening wasn't what was promised. And what I actually found out was the guy, he used to be a dealer, so he wanted me to go door knocking to collect money for him as well. And I was like, that's not happening.
Okay.
Not happening. So I was there for a few months. Did some work with the military as a contractor over there. And then had an opportunity to go to London to try my hand at modeling because I was like, I want to give it a shot. I then thought, look, I want to continue working as a host, be a part of a strip show, something that's big. Like they had Dream Boys, and then I found Forbidden Nights. So I reached out to Forbidden Nights, and they said, yeah, come in, let's meet you, let's have a look. So I got in there, and at the end of the show, look, I loved it. It was amazing. There was 300 screaming women. You had the boys there. None of them could dance, but they all looked like Ken dolls. And it was, this is the way I perceived it. I remember I walked in there like goggled-eyed and just like, oh my God, they're all famous. But then at the end, they said, ladies, this is Ozzy. It's his birthday. Who thinks he should strip? So everyone's like, yeah, get him up. So I jumped up there and I started doing the bump and grind, strip, take your clothes off. And then walked the girls upstairs for photos. A few days later, the boss gave me a call and he's like, look, we can't afford to have you. We just don't have the budget. And I said to him, like, dude, I'll work for free. I just want to be a part of what you have because I really like this. So he gave me a call back in about half an hour and said, okay, I'll give you 50 quid a show. Now, at this point, we only had Saturday shows. And we used to be at Pasha in Victoria.
Okay.
And from that, I started working as a stagehand. But I showed up early. Like I was there working hard. I wanted to show them I was there. Like I earned this 50 quid a show. Then I think about 3 months into it, they saw me pick up the fire staff. So I'm a fire performer as well.
Oh, interesting. All right.
So they saw me pick up the fire staff and were like, I didn't know you could do that. And I was like, I did tell you, but okay. So basically the fire performer was leaving and they ended up bringing me into the show. So they had to teach me how to dance.
Okay.
So it was end of 2014. I started performing and we started prepping for the Britain's Got Talent audition in 2015.
Wow. So you were also there?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so we did.
I'm going to go watch that.
Yeah. I'll send it to you. It's great. So we did 2015 Britain's Got Talent, and that we went from doing a single show every Saturday, so it was like probably 40, 50 shows or a year, maybe less, to doing over 160 shows a year. Jeez. Traveling around the UK.
Okay.
And the boys now have done Canada. They've done other places they do now. And it was, look, I went from being that kid that was literally the stagehand to a few years, I was the guy that was in the center of the poster.
Okay.
And it was, look, I was relentless. Like if I want to learn something and I'm given an opportunity, I will go hard. Yeah. Like I've got to, I have nothing to lose. So that's what it was. I would be rehearsing in the shower, the bathroom. The only music I ever listened to was the music I needed for my routines.
Yeah.
That was it. And I used to laugh because people go, "Oh my God, you're an amazing dancer." And I'd look at them and go, "Ha," because I'm like, I was a rugby player. I trip over my own 2 feet. Like you watch me dance, I was more like a big lump that can move, where we've got professional dancers in the actual routine.
Okay.
But because I was the guy that I had to lean into my strength. I'm not a professional dancer. So I need to, what is my strength?
Okay.
I'm a performer.
All right.
I'm an entertainer.
Okay.
So that was it. Is I was the big guy that was always smiling, making jokes. Like even on stage, like you'd see us mess around on stage. You'd see me just hugging everyone. Like as soon as I went into the crowd, I was just like a big teddy bear. So that was it. I owned that persona of who Ozzy became.
Okay.
And yeah.
How old were you at that time?
24.
Nice. And I want to know basically, because my brain is thinking in French. I'm trying to translate in English. Okay. But I want to know, obviously at that time you're young and everything. Did you think you'd be doing something else? Or you'd be like, oh, this is it? At
that point in time, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I was like, I thought I'd be doing it. Like, there was a point where I'm like, I know I can't, because one of the boys, Ollie, he was in his late 30s and he was like, he was going to start leaving. He's like, I can't do this forever. So I knew a time would come, but I always thought that I'd be a part of Forbidden.
Okay.
I always thought that I was going to be hosting one of the shows. I thought I'd be taking it on the road. I thought I'd be running it in Australia. There were so many things I thought I'd be doing.
Okay.
Did not think I'd be doing what I'm doing now.
And did your parents ever got a clue ever since? Like, did they know?
Yeah.
They found out.
Yeah. So basically, the first show I ever did, but I was in Cornwall. There was a show we did for 130 people in Bodrum.
Okay.
And basically it was, I didn't know what to do. It was the first time I'd gone full frontal in front of anyone.
Yeah.
And basically at the end, during my routine, at the end of it, I was standing there absolutely naked doing a windmill.
Okay.
Someone took a photo and put it on Facebook.
Oh, shoot.
But it was a blurry photo, thank God.
Okay.
But basically someone put it on Facebook and one of my friends found it and tagged me on Facebook.
Oh, shoot.
So I got a message from Mum going, "Oh, we're not upset, we're just disappointed." And I was like,
Oopsies.
Yeah, oops. But then a year or two later, when I was with Forbidden, my parents came up and surprised me. And they came to the show and everyone got to see what it was, because we were in a theatre. We used to perform in the Clapham Grand.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So it was a massive theatre show. We had 500-600 people every Saturday night. And it was one of those, like, so I remember that my parents came to one show, but the week beforehand, my friend, the boss, he brought his mum. Basically, we were doing one of the routines called laundrette.
Okay.
And basically, we'd finish with a towel over our crotch and a bit of soapy water down our front.
Okay.
Now, as we were walking down to the front to do this part of the routine, my friend, he saw his mum in the front row. He goes, "Switch with me." And I was like, "No, do it in front of your mum. That's funny." So he did it. The following week, my parents were there. And my mum was sitting right in front of me. And he said to me, I was like, "Bro, switch." He goes, "Nah." So I had to do that. And then I looked down and my mum had a few drinks. And at the end, we'd throw the water over everyone. So my mum is in the front row. Everyone is feeding my mum drinks. So my mum is so drunk. As I do this, I just see my mum in the front going. And I was like, this is an image I am never going to get out of my head. So
I love it.
They were good. They really supportive of everything I've done.
Yeah.
Like they loved it because they've seen me go from like performing on stage to bodybuilding to coaching to what I'm doing now. So they've been very supportive. So I'm very, very grateful.
Okay. So then let me rewind. So I thought that stripper was after like first and then bodybuilding. So you did bodybuilding first?
At the same time.
At the same time. Okay.
Because they work together hand in hand.
How did you manage both?
But look, I was very disciplined. So I got an ADHD brain.
Okay.
So the bodybuilding kept me in line with training.
Okay.
I was very good at bodybuilding. So I had a very good physique. I loved dieting. I loved being that person that kind of stood out in a crowd.
Okay.
So that worked very well. With the routines, we were traveling, say 3 or 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
We were training. I was dieting. I needed to look good on stage. So it worked hand in hand for it all.
Okay.
So I was very grateful that it worked hand in hand.
All right.
But yeah.
So now I will go a little bit more personal during that stage of your life, if you allow me.
Of course.
So how about relationship?
So I was dating one girl. Me and her were on and off for a while. But it was a very toxic relationship.
Okay.
Very toxic relationship. Then I met my ex-wife.
Okay.
And me and her started as best friends. But then we kind of friend zoned each other because we thought we were too good for each other.
Okay.
So then what happened was she got into a relationship, I got into a relationship, and both of our partners at that point in time didn't really like the fact that we were friends. So what ended up happening was after I split with my girlfriend, I originally just wanted my friendship back. That's all I wanted because we were just friends.
Okay.
And I was like, I really wanted that friendship back. But as we became friends, it just kind of developed very quickly into what it was. And we were both we worked at adult parties. We both were performers. We both kind of came from the same world. So it was very, we're both very understanding. Mm-hmm. But also that was my biggest lesson, that marriage. Okay. Because it taught me a lot in hindsight. Mm-hmm. But it was also very toxic.
Okay.
But I had to learn that. But yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So do you regret that time, or you?
Not a thing.
Nothing.
You can't. You can't regret it because the way I look at it now, everything I went through has been prepping me to be where I am now.
Correct.
Like being on stage performing, like I was taking my clothes off in front of 300-400, sometimes even 1,200 people. Like that's a height of vulnerability. I can't dance. I had to learn to be able to make fun of myself on stage and be okay with messing up. Then when you look at bodybuilding, we were prepping for 20 weeks to stand on stage with 40 guys, to stand in front of some people who have no idea who I am, to tell me if I'm good enough or not to win. As it's a height of vulnerability.
Yes, I agree.
Then you look at the marriage, like I had to go through all of that to have the mindset that I do now towards life, towards people, towards communication, towards what I want in a future relationship to get to this point. Mm-hmm. And I'm grateful for it all because we had a lot of lessons, we had a lot of fun, but we had a lot of hard moments. And all of that shaped me to be the man I am now.
Okay. I'll take that. So, okay. I'm going timeline in my head right now. I'm like, okay, so.
You're translating from French still.
Yeah, so it happens very often. But so, all right. So now, obviously, obviously it's a big shift. Obviously, you were a bodybuilder, which aligns with what you were doing at that time.
Yeah.
What made you want to go into, okay, fine, maybe I want to be a monk now?
So when I left, after I got divorced, I went back to Australia because London didn't feel like home anymore. So I went back to Australia and I started stripping with Magic Men.
Okay.
Now I wasn't being paid what I was promised. I didn't feel like I was valued. I had a falling out with my parents. My friend wasn't living with me when he said he was meant to. He was only spent like a day or two during the week, and I felt very lonely. Mm-hmm. And I was like, something needs to change. So my dog came into my life.
Okay.
And I remember sitting there going, what is my life? I need to start getting into some routine. So I started I was always doing breath work. I've been doing breath work for a very long time.
Okay.
But I'd basically gone and done my morning routine. I'd gone for a run with my dog. I'd come back, I'd stretched, and I sat down to do some breath work. And then I had that download, which is like the knowing, which is like you need to become a facilitator.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, cool. How do I do this? Mm-hmm. So I reached out to 2 people that I thought might be able to help me. Mm-hmm. One of them was who I was working with retreats for a little bit.
Okay.
And the other one was in Western Australia. Now he was also building retreat spaces. And he said, come here. You don't need to have social media. You can just be a facilitator. We'll help you. We'll do everything for you. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's do that. So I quit stripping, shipped my dog over to Western Australia from East Coast, started living there. And it was good because I'd been offered a villa to stay in. Mm-hmm. We were meant to be building something. I was connected with a spiritual community. I was able to learn more about myself, connected with sound healers, connected with other breathwork facilitators, just connected with very good people who helped me go inwards. the guy that had originally got me over there, unfortunately, turned out to be a repeat of my ex. There's the same story, different face as a friend. But he was almost a scam artist.
Okay.
So, but look, without that, as again, it was me relearning patterns that I needed to go through. I was being put into positions with people that were teaching me the same lesson, but I wasn't ready to learn it.
Okay.
So basically, he was like, "We need to go to Thailand to go look for retreat spaces," and I'm like, "Yeah, cool, let's do that." So I paid for everything, took us over to Thailand, and you kind of saw when we were there that he was just using it for a party. Like he didn't really care. But we'd gone from Phuket, we did Songkran, then went across over to Koh Phangan. And basically one night, because whenever I'm in Thailand, I'll smoke because it's my time to relax.
I agree.
And there was one night I came home and I sat down, I started having a smoke, and next thing you know, I was scrolling through my phone and I saw this video of a guy called Kevin. And basically what it was, he was on a plane and he had a video like this and he had hair. He went like this and he had no hair and no eyebrows. And I was like, what just happened? So I dived into his page and I started looking, and that's where I found I Monastery. And being a monk is something that I'd always wanted to do, but I was like, I don't know if I can dedicate my life to that. Like there's for so many years, go through all that process. I'm not sure. When I found it was only a month experience, I was like, okay, a month.
It's only a month.
Yeah. So you have different options. So you can do a month, you can do 3 months.
Okay.
You can do 2 years.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, a month is perfect. If I have a call in to stay, I stay. If I don't, I follow that. So I applied and they accepted me. So I was like, okay, this is the start of a new journey. So let's try this. So I went back to Australia. That became sort of like the thing that I became really excited for. Then I met, it was August. I ended up flying to Bali to work on this retreat with the guy that I was working with. And from there, I did the week 2 weeks in Bali. I then flew to Thailand for a week before I flew to Koh Phangan for a week before I flew to Chiang Mai. And that's where I did the month. Okay. Now that month changed my life.
Describe it to me.
So no phones.
Okay.
So they have, because it's an international monastery and what they're doing is promoting it. They do have a media team that come in there at the start and at the end. But most of the time we have no phone.
Okay.
It was the same routine every single day. I'd wake up at 4:30. We'd do morning meditation from morning chanting from 5 till 5:30. Morning meditation from 5:30 to 6:30. We then do morning routine, which is like sweeping, cleaning, things like that. From there, we'd then go to breakfast. Okay. And the good thing is, unlike we do alms, which alms is where you go around to the villages and the villages give you food. Okay. Which is how the monks normally live. Okay. But what they do for this monastery is we have chefs which cook food for us. So we get 2 meals a day. From there, you have a break. You then go into morning Dharma classes, which is like the truth, like the Bible or whatever you want to refer it to. We do that. Then we do meditation. Okay. Then you have lunch. Then you have a few hours off. You do evening Dharma classes, meditation, a few hours off, evening chanting, meditation, then bed. And you repeat that cycle. So you get to the point where you're doing about 6 hours of meditation a day, even longer. And through those moments I had my awakening when I was there.
Was it hard?
Oh yeah. Because we're so used to our phones. We're so used to people. We're so used to stimulation around us that when you're sat there with your own thoughts, it's hard because you don't have the stimulation. It's like you have that moment to stop and calm. Don't get me wrong, it's not silent. You're not silent. You're talking to people. You can read books. You can do this. You can meditate, whatever you want to do. But it was a moment of, can I sit with myself? It is uncomfortable because I can't go and have a smoke. I can't do this. I can't do that. Like it is testing. I know there were so many people that there's usually 1 or 2 people that leave every time after about a week. Yeah. And even my friend, he was like, I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm like, dude, stay. You will regret the fact you left if you don't stay. Like it was hard, but it was one of the most incredible things I've ever done in my life.
What was the first emotion or feeling that came up to you?
Calm.
Okay.
That was, because when I got there, it was calm. Like, I don't think I had any moments of fear, of doubt. I had cravings, definitely had cravings, but there was no nothing telling me that I'm scared, I'm terrified, I can't be with my own thoughts, I can't do that. Like, there's none of that. Like I'm very grateful I've done a lot of work on myself. I'm very comfortable with myself. So to be in a monastery where I can remove everything and I can go deeper was life-changing. Because as I said, I had my awakening there. Like I had the moment where I think it was just into second week 2. I was meditating, and as I was meditating, I had this shot of energy go up me, and then I could part the clouds in my mind's eye and see a starry sky. But if I'd attached to it, the clouds would close. But I was able to play with it.
Okay.
And then I described to one of the monks, and he was like, "That's very powerful." Later that night, I had another one where I was sitting there meditating. It was in the evening, and basically, I remember as I got in there, it felt like someone was standing in front of me with a torch, like that light there, just standing right there in a dark room. And again, I had tears. I had streaming out my eyes. I had a massive smile. Energy, I could feel my body vibrating, but I could feel Buddha on the other side of this light. And I was trying to push through, but I couldn't, and it pulled me out. So this is where I had to learn non-attachment. But then as the times went on, I had 2 things where it was a clear visual. So it was almost like I could look at you or me. There was a baby here and a dark-haired woman here. Okay. And that went. Then the next one was me feeding a baby and a dark-haired woman coming around the corner. And as I said, I can't visualize. So I really struggle to see pictures. Okay. I can kind of feel, but I can't really visualize. Then in week 4, I had this download knowing again, which said you need to come to Dubai. And I was, really? I was like, okay. I was just like, you need to go to Dubai. Now I had friends here. Obviously the people I was doing the retreat with, they were all from Dubai. There were people that I'd met. So I'm like, okay, there's things there, but I've got a dog, I've got the house, I've got everything back home. So I ended up leaving it at that. Then there was also a girl that I was seeing. She lived here as well. But when I went home when we got out of the monastery, it was about 2 days after, and I had a phone call saying, you need to be out of your house in 2 weeks because the person I was living, person's house was being done for fraud. Oh, shoot. So I was like, well, there's my sign, like go to Dubai. So that was it. But the thing is, like, I'd actually had a friend that had contacted me a few days before we left, and he was like, I've been trying to contact you. You need to be very careful. This person has used your signature fraudulently to try to do this for money for people. And I was like, old me would have been freaking out. New me was just like, cool, can't control it. Can't control it. It's out of my hands. Very calm. So it was a whole shift of what meditating and calming my nervous system had done. So this is then what sent me on the path that I am now, because knowing how calming the nervous system will change your life, because it takes you out of fight or flight and puts you into a state of surrender. It allows you remove resistance and allow life to flow to you. As soon as you stop trying to fight, everything gets easy. Okay. So that's why I started going down this path now of what I do.
So now I'm interested. Obviously, you've been almost out of the normal life for a month. What was your first day of being out of monastery and be like, okay, back to population, phones blinging? What was your first thought, or what actually happened like on that day?
I went straight to a dispensary. That was it. That was it. We went straight to a dispensary in Thailand, in Chiang Mai. Okay. And I was just like, let's just sit there and have a smoke. And that was it. So I sat down and I was like, this is everything. Like I enjoyed it so much more because I just had that month away, and then I got to sit there and enjoy that. And it was, it was great because for the next week, me and my friend stayed in Chiang Mai, and we were then, because I'd said to him, like, I wonder what it's like meditating when you do this. Yeah. So we started doing that. And so we went deep, man. Like we were having some deep meditations where it was like an hour or 2. We were gone. Jeez, okay. And it was an incredible experience. But I was able to get back into my routine. I was getting up. I was going for my walks for the morning, podcasting. I was back training in the gym. Like I was excited. Life felt good, but I was so calm.
You never felt like overwhelmed, because obviously you're back to, even when you went back to Australia, you never felt like, oh my God.
A lot of people do. A lot of people were struggling for months, like really struggling. But the thing is, my calling wasn't to stay. Like there were so many people like, I just want to be back there. And I'm like, my calling wasn't to stay there.
It was just to be there for that time.
Because I got what I needed out of it.
Yeah.
Like I love what they're teaching. I love what they're doing to bring Buddhism and Buddhism's a way of life. Bring that to the Western world. Allow more people to try it. Because look, if more people meditated, the world would be a much better place. So seeing what they're doing is incredible. This is why I work closely with them.
Okay.
We still do things together. So I'm meant to go there in December. But I send people to the monastery all the time.
Okay.
Because I really love what they're doing. But for me, again, my life isn't that. I'm service to others. My life is to be able to help people bridge from where they are now to understanding their own spirituality. Okay. My job is to help people deregulate their nervous system. My job is to help people go inwards. And this is what I do with breathwork. So this is why, again, I had that calling and I followed it. And since I followed that and I came here to Dubai, you've seen what happened. Like it's been ridiculous what's happened. And I'm so grateful for it all.
And before we dive into this, there's just one more question. It just popped up in my mind. Obviously, you are used to stage, looking good, routine and everything. And then you go monastery, shaving. No, I don't think you were training there, right?
No, so we were still able to exercise. During our time, we were still able to exercise, but we weren't like, you go from someone who was big, like I was 96 kilos. I dropped 10 kilos in that time that I was there. But I remember seeing the set of scales and I was like, oh, I don't like that. So and I had my friend Patrick with me. So me and him, we were both bodybuilders. Yeah. So basically me and him just started eating so much more during breakfast and lunch. Okay. Just so we maintained a bit of size because it just, we dropped it. And look, we had no eyebrows, no beard, no hair. Okay. Was that hard? I mean, appearance-wise, because for me, here's my train of thought. Someone who's used to be looking good, always taking care of himself, being in front of women, and suddenly you shave everything. You are obviously in a very different, obviously now, yeah, I know, but I mean, obviously it's a different, you don't have to be looking good for someone because there for yourself. Yeah, it was interesting. Like to see my head with no hair on it whatsoever was possibly the funniest looking thing in the world. Okay. I remember that, like, so we did the hair cutting ceremony. So the whole day 7 is a whole, you do the hair cutting ceremony day 7, and then day 8 you do the ordination. Okay. Which is where you get your saffron robes. But the day we did the hair cutting, I remember getting my hair cut, and they basically sit us in front. We have a bowl, and basically the monks come through and we have a bowl there, we have a pair of scissors, and basically all the locals come by and they all cut a bit of your hair and they bless you. What does that mean for them? So it's becoming a monk is a massive honor. So then this is a big honor to a family when the boys or the men in the family become monks. So when you have Westerners coming over to become monks, it's a very big honor, basically. So it's a blessing to be able to cut the hair, to be able to say that, to support you on your journey. And then basically what they do is they start shaving the head. So that everyone cuts a piece of hair, then the monks come out and all the monks start shaving the head. Okay. And I remember it all happening and seeing my hair go into the bowl, and I was just like, wow, okay. And because we had to do the face, we had to do the eyebrows and everything. And then we went back upstairs and we had to finish the shaving because obviously it was taking forever. Pardon me. I remember I shaved all my head, looked in the mirror. I didn't even get to look in the mirror, sorry. Shaved my head, came back out and saw my friend Patrick, and I looked at him and laughed, and I was like, ha. And he looked at me and he was like, ha. And then when we got back to the actual monastery, we looked at ourselves in the mirror and I was like, my God, is that it? Is that it? So, yeah, it was just one of those, because I was wearing my glasses as well. I was like, oh, I look like a big bulky version of Chester Bennington from Linkin Park. So I was like, cool, let's run with that. So, but since then, as I said, look, I was holding on to my hair for so long. Like if I look back at photos of it now, I had a receding hairline that was so prominent, and my hair was going so thin, and I had a bald spot on the back of my head. Okay. So I'm like, you know what? It was bound to happen. As much as I don't like to say it, my middle brother, he was telling me to shave my head for years. He was right. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Do you have siblings? 2 brothers, 2 younger brothers. And how do they, obviously they've seen your journey. They've seen my journey. Yeah, what's their thoughts on it? So my middle brother used to live in London with me, and he used to work behind the bar at Forbidden. Okay. So he used to, and he did one bodybuilding show.
Okay.
So he used to pull like crazy.
Okay.
It was quite funny. Now he's obviously back in Australia. He's getting married in October, and you've got my younger brother as well. So they're good. They've always questioned. Trent didn't never question the journey when I was in the UK. They've always kind of questioned the journey when I went back to Australia. It was like, when are you going to get an actual job and all these sorts of things? But it's now everyone can see what I'm doing. They see the method behind the madness.
Correct.
And now it's like, okay, cool. Very proud of you.
Love that.
Which is
So
good.
now let's dig right into it. You decide, you book your ticket, you come to Dubai.
Yeah.
Did you have a plan, or you just came and you were like, right?
I was staying with a friend for 6 weeks.
Okay.
I then moved in with a girl I was seeing for about 2 weeks, and then we're like, yeah, this isn't going to work.
Mm-hmm.
I then moved in with another friend for a few months, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up living with another friend for a month, and now in the place that I am now.
Okay.
When it came to the plan of what to actually do, no idea. It was all connections. I made connections with friends, and they were like, come and try this. I was actually talking about this morning, actually, how the connections, everything's just come together. So basically, one of my friends invited me to I think at the Rixos, to do a cold plunge and breath work.
Okay.
That's where I met the facilitator. I told him I'm a facilitator, and he was like, I need someone come in. So I started facilitating there.
Okay.
From there, that's when got me my next job. Then obviously I started doing bits and bobs all around Dubai because people were starting to hear about my name. Then there was one point where I lent a set of headphones to my friend that invited me to the first breathwork session because they needed a set of headphones for an event. And that was the event for the lady who's now my PR manager. Okay. And she was like, she reached out to me going, I've heard your name in so many different circles. I've been trying to get a hold of you for so long. And now I work with her, and now we're doing what we're doing now together. So look, everything that has happened, I've just gone, yeah, cool, I've got nothing to lose. Let's go for it. If it didn't work, it didn't work. If it did, let's run with it. Let's see where it goes.
Do you believe in not having a plan is a risk?
I believe have a plan, but know that the plan is probably going to fail.
And be comfortable with it.
Be comfortable with it. Because the thing is, like, you can have an idea of what you want to do. Know the why.
Yeah.
Know the why and the what. Let the how figure itself out.
Okay.
Because if you try to control the how, you're going to get really annoyed when you face resistance. Trust the process. Go, this is what I'm going to do. Like when I said I wanted to be a breathwork facilitator, you saw what I was doing. That was back in 2023. I started following that path, and then I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to be one, whatever. Now look what I'm doing. Like I've surrendered completely, and I've let life just happen as it needed to, and it's took me exactly where I needed to be. So
what was your first thought of Dubai? When you first came, did you think that, do you call Dubai home for now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Dubai's home.
Yeah?
Yeah, Dubai's home, 100%.
But did you have that thought when you first came here?
So when I first came here, it was, I was excited because I'd never been here before.
You just heard about it?
I just heard about it. I'd seen it on social media, and I saw what everyone saw Dubai as on social media. But I knew there was a different side to it. And I went out on a date, and she basically said to me, she goes, so she was a psychic, and she was like, you've got a very special power that you just haven't unlocked yet. But it's going to do you very well. I was like, okay. And this is before I was facilitating.
Okay.
And she was also like, but you need to commit to Dubai. You need to make 100% commitment to Dubai, and you'll unlock what you're doing. And I was like, okay, cool. I commit myself 100% to Dubai, and this is where I'm following the path now.
And I love it. I must say, I have to testify. I remember, so it was so funny how I actually got to obviously be at one of your breathwork that you did for the playbook. I was following you for a while. Yeah. Because I saw one day I was on Instagram, saw your page, and I was like scrolling through your reels, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. I like what he's talking about. Yeah. And then Brian is the one who told me, oh, there's someone from the Run Club who's going to do the breathwork. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, who's he? Yeah. He's like, you know him, you follow him. I was like, yeah, not because I follow him, but I know him. But it was that kind of situation. And he's like, it's him. Look. I was like, no way. Yeah. All right, let's give it a shot. Yeah. And that breathwork was just unreal. I was like, what is he doing? What is he doing? It was just literally It was, and because I struggle with breathwork.
Yeah.
Even by myself, I've tried to commit to it, and I've done many breathwork.
Yeah.
But I've always struggled.
Yeah.
But just the way that you lead into like us to get into that mindset, like mind space.
The thing is what I find is people get more out of breath work when they calm the nervous system to start off with.
Yeah.
So the idea is getting people to calm down before they get in there, because most people do it and they're in their own head the whole time.
Yeah, true.
Like if you can get someone to start to truly relax, calm the breath, calm the nervous system before you get in to your deep conscious connected breath, you're going to get more out of it. Because a lot of other things, they go, okay, let's start round one straight away, and you're breathing straight away.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you don't have that time to calm. Like your nervous system just gets hit straight away.
Yeah, correct.
So I always try to calm people first before we go into it.
Yeah, because I've always found myself, either I was more like agitated after one breathwork, or I fall asleep. There was only, I think, before yours, there was one breathwork I did in Sri Lanka. That was purely magical. Like the vision was vivid. Like I saw fire coming from my toes going all the way to my head. I saw vision that it was a turning point in my life when I was like, whoa, okay, I hear you.
Yeah.
And then after that, I was chasing this because it helped me to have answers to where I was supposed to go. And I was always chasing this, and I was like, I'm not finding it. I've been going to breathwork on a weekly basis. Never found it. And then suddenly you come in my life and I'm like, all right, okay.
So this is one thing they taught us about monastery is attachment. Okay. So if you attach yourself to a previous experience, you'll never get it.
Okay.
So this is why they teach non-attachment. And it's not just non-attachment into an experience like that. It's non-attachment in life.
Okay.
Now, when we say non-attachment in life, it's not like you just detach from every single person in your life. It's not having the attachment, knowing that if something isn't going to work, then it wasn't meant for you.
Okay.
So you don't attach to the outcome. This is what I was saying with, I know the why. My why behind what I do is the most powerful thing in the world, because the why will always get you where you need to go. The how, I've left the how there. But I know that, because I know, again, I go to breathwork because I want to feel something different in breathwork. I'm not going to have the expectation of what's going to come at the end of it. Yeah. All I know is I'm going to breathe, and what happens, happens. You surrender, you don't attach to it, and boom, next you know, I'm off in a different dimension.
Literally, that was actually my mindset. Because when I went, I was like, okay, let's see what's going to happen. I was to be honest, I was expecting a recording. Yeah. I was like, he's going to put a recording on and we're going to just go for it. And I was just like, let's see. Yeah. And then I was like, no way he did that. Yeah. I was like, I came back, I was like, that was too short, literally. Yeah. But then when I came to the one where you did La Cantine, correct? Yeah. And you did the one with the floating, that was actually an experience I wanted to try for a very long time. Yeah. But I always thought, nah, it's just another recording happening. Yeah. And then when I knew that you were hosting it, I was like, let me give it a shot. Yeah. And I went, and with the fact that you have your headset on, your eyes are your eye mask on, and it's just basically you guiding us through that 1 hour. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't remember it literally, I was tripping. Yeah,
that's the thing, is that's why the floating works so well, because you're on the mattress, you have the water which is literally holding you, and this is why we do the one in the ocean. This is why the ocean is so powerful, because the body is electric. Okay, the nervous system is electric. The salt water is the biggest conductor of electricity. So after we've done the breath work during the integration, is I put your hands or your feet, whichever you can reach, because the mattresses are quite big. So it's quite funny watching people try to get their hands in. But whichever you can put in, that allows the energy that's come up to drain back down into Mother Nature. So yes, you'll leave with the messages that you have. Yes, you still may feel a bit like confused or whatever, you may feel happy, it doesn't, whatever you're feeling is exactly what you're feeling, but the energy that's risen during that session doesn't get stuck in the body anymore. It gets transmuted back into the ocean, back into Mother Nature. Okay, that's why the ocean one's so powerful.
I need to try this one.
You do, yeah.
It's in my list. I promise I'll come.
Good.
This, and you see, cameras are keeping me accountable.
Exactly. And you're all coming as well. I'll see all of you there.
Yes, guys, please do come. Obviously, all the information will be in the description box. Yeah. But let's go right back into it. What do you think about people that don't believe in all of that?
It's because they, how do I word it? when people say they don't believe in breath work and they don't believe in meditation, it's because they haven't either tried to understand it, they haven't given it a shot, or they're too busy listening to the opinions of others without trying it for themselves. The thing is, people look at meditation as devil's work. People look at it as devil's worship or certain things. It's not. People look at spirituality as like woo-woo and all this sort of thing. It's like, no. All of these practices, this is why they've been around for thousands of years.
Correct.
Through ancient traditions, because they've worked. Because before technology, we used to have a deeper connection to ourselves and our own spirit.
I agree.
Where now we are so disconnected from our own spirit that we've been told people don't meditate.
Yeah.
People don't do breath work. People don't do yoga. People don't do things that connect them to themselves.
I agree.
And people are afraid of connecting to themselves. People are afraid of slowing down because they're afraid of what's underneath of everything they've been running away from.
True.
Breath work and meditation, plant medicine, all these things, remove those layers of all the shit you've covered yourself with and allow you to see yourself. These things are literally a mirror to you. When you stop and you see the thoughts that pop up, these are invitations for you to go, okay, what is that? How do I move through this? This is what breathwork does. People are just too scared of it. I've literally had people go, I'm not going to come because I'm afraid of what's going to come up.
Because I think it's also because we suppress mainly I think it's in today's, just like you mentioned, in today's society, we are taught, like I was telling you about that on Wednesday. I grew up, obviously my parents are divorced, but so my mom always used to tell me, don't cry. Because I've always been very emotional and I feel emotions very deeply. But I grew up hearing, don't cry. You're a strong woman. You're not supposed to cry. Don't cry. I would cry because I would get either hurt or anything, happiness, or I would literally just cry. That was my way of expressing myself. And for a long period of time, I was told, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to cry. But then what happens, it's like, you know, that glass where you're pouring water and it just goes up, 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 up. And then I would have those days where it would be overwhelming and I would just burst and I'll not even recognize myself. I'm like, what's happening? But then when you allow yourself to actually be like, okay, this is what I'm feeling today. I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling unsure. I don't know what's happening. And just being comfortable with that feeling. It's just another way, because like you said, you surrender. You're like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. I can't do anything about it. Me fighting that emotion is just going to make it even worse. Yeah. So how do you deal, obviously, with negative criticism? Like you, maybe people calling you, oh, you're a hippie, oh, you do this, oh, you do that. Everyone that has a negative opinion is just a projection of themselves. Like, look, my life is my life. I've gone through more shit than a lot of people can even poke a stick at. Like, I really don't care. Like, again, if you are going to sit there and criticize me and make judgments about me, it's like, you clearly have too much time on your hand. Like, really, like, instead of criticizing me, spend some time with yourself. Look inwards and see what is actually the reason why you're criticizing me. Because usually your criticisms about me of what you don't like about me is a reflection of the things about yourself. Which then brings me into something else that I want to tap into, is because obviously women are known to be very emotional and vulnerable. You being a man, being vulnerable, how do you deal with that? And what would you say to someone who believes that as a man, he's meant to be very stoic, very emotionless, not vulnerable?
You're going to put yourself in an early grave.
So talk to me about that.
Well, it's okay. So emotions, when we push down our emotions, think of it like a spring. You're literally constantly loading on a spring. Okay. Constantly loading on a spring. Don't cry. Don't bring this up. Don't talk about this. Suppress this emotion. Do all this. Over the years, that energy has to go somewhere. It usually comes out in injuries, aches, pains, disease, cancer, tumors, brain damage, whatever it may come out as. Most of the problems that we face are energetic problems within ourselves. It's just energetic blocks within the body, which is what's causing problems within ourselves. Like, I'm pretty sure you find most heart attacks or most cancer victims, if I'm correct, please don't quote me if I might be wrong, but at last I heard, it was most of them were suffering stress.
True.
It's that. Where, again, what good has not bringing up how you're feeling done? What good has suppressing your emotions done? Why do you think there's so many broken families? Why do you think there's so many people that are traumatized in relationships? Why do you think so many people are jealous, envious in relationships? Why are they insecure in relationships? all of these things is because they're not dealing with their emotions. They're not dealing with the things that have been that have been pushed down. And if we look at it, quite frankly, a lot of these things come from our parents.
Yeah, true.
But people don't want to deal with that.
True.
People don't want to go backwards and look at that. My dad was this way, so I've got to be this way. Oh, all the better tough for my family. Yeah, but how are they looking? Most of those families are probably broken up, but he's single parents. Like it's a lot of these things are down because people have been suppressing emotions and not dealing with them. Now, obviously, people go too far and obviously it's like a pendulum.
Yeah.
But where people overcorrect and they're either too emotional, too these sorts of things. Like, look, just because I'm saying like deal with your emotions, express yourself, do these things, doesn't mean you have to be crying 24/7. No, like healthy crying, doing breath work, sitting with your emotions, talking with your partner, being open and vulnerable with your partner, having difficult conversations, like the ones where you've got to remove someone from your job, you've got to break up from a relationship, have these conversations. These things all help. Repair relationships with your friends, with your family. Go through and repair these things, but show vulnerability. This is why I'm doing that vulnerability challenge.
Yes, correct.
That vulnerability challenge was originally when I came off social media, I was like, the only reason I can get back on social media is if I show my journey and I remain authentic.
Okay.
That's it. I want to show what's worked for me. Okay. So I started doing that. When I was at the monastery, I had one of the monks there, one of the guys that joined with us. He said to me towards the end of it, now this guy he'd been chasing his own spirituality for years. He'd been living in ashrams. He'd been doing Taoism, Hinduism. He'd been traveling everywhere trying to find it. And he just couldn't find what he was looking for. But there was one moment that he said to me towards the end. He goes, you know what, Ash? If you maintain your integrity and your humility, you will change the world. And I was like, I'm like, okay. And I found as my page started to grow, as I was watching what I was posting, and it was becoming, I was talking about a lot of things that I needed to hear, but people didn't realize that I needed to hear that. It looked very serious. Yeah. So I was like, okay, how do I change this? How do I fall more back in love with what I'm doing? And then I saw my friend Hyford doing it, and she was doing the accountability challenge. But the first thing she did sparked something in me, which said vulnerability challenge. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's do this. So that's why I was like, okay, let's see what change I can make to the world by sharing my vulnerability. Will it allow other people to open up and to be vulnerable? If it does, then I've done my job.
So right now you're on day 10?
Well, it should be day 12. But I did day 7 twice.
Okay.
I noticed that yesterday. I was like, what day am I on? Day 7? Day 7? Oh, shit. Okay, so I'm going to stick to that. So it's going to be 31 days.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be 31 days.
So right now, what is the kind of feedback you're getting?
A lot of support. A lot of people like, thank you so much for talking about this. I've been feeling the same thing. It's one thing I've noticed is a lot of times I'm saying something and someone's going, I needed to hear this. And what we forget as well is we all go through the same emotions.
Yeah.
We all go through the same emotions. It's just under different severities, experiences, and situations. So by being open and vulnerable, of course I'm going to speak to someone.
100%, I agree.
Because it's there. But what I find, the more you can be vulnerable and the more you can open up about what you're feeling, other people feel seen as well.
True. Completely agree with that.
So,
I couldn't agree less with you.
And it gives people the permission to feel.
Your journey is quite impressive.
Thank you.
I must say, like, I admire you. Obviously, you keep a smile throughout you telling your story, but I can't imagine you going through whoop.
Look, like I told you what my day's been like today.
Yeah.
What this week has been like today.
Yeah.
Like I think I said to my friend, and so I remember years ago, I'll just go back for a second. Years ago when I first started breathwork, my ex-wife said to me, she goes, you do all this breathwork, why aren't you calm? And I was like, don't gaslight me. But now, when after what happened today, today's just been an enjoyable day of lessons and growing. I was on the phone to my PR agent and I said to her, I'm like, you know what? Today is the first day since living at the monastery that I felt like I needed to punch a door.
Okay.
And because what had happened was just so infuriating.
Of course.
But I said to her, I was like, I'm not going to. But this also shows me the fact is, especially the past few weeks with everything that's been taking off, I've been slacking on my meditation.
Okay.
So it's like everything's got me to the point where now I'm like, I need to step back and go, okay, cool. Where have I been lacking in my life? Where have I been lacking on my own self-care?
Okay.
And as a facilitator as well, we're facilitating maybe 150 people a week.
Yep.
And that's a
Can
lot of
imagine.
energy we're taking on. So I have to be I have to be prioritizing myself to make sure I'm grounding, to make sure I'm releasing the energy and I'm in the best place possible. So a combination of things led me to the point of today. But it's also that moment where I realized that, okay, this is all within my control.
Mm-hmm.
I can't let someone else make me feel inferior without my consent. And right now I'm consenting to this.
Mm.
So it's within my power to be able to do what I need to do to bring myself back. And that's meditate.
I love that. So would you say that meditating is your way to preserve your energy and to be able to receive and also give to people?
Because it calms the nervous system. As soon as I can get into a state of meditation, I can calm myself down.
Mm-hmm.
I can disappear for an hour.
Okay.
But it allows me to be in a state where I feel calm. I feel like I don't have resistance around me, so I can receive a lot better.
All right. I love that. So talk to us a little bit before I go towards the end of, I got a little surprise. You might not know. Obviously, it's a tradition.
Did not know. Okay.
But before we go towards that end, obviously, I know you host several events during the week.
Yeah.
Talk to us to anyone who's obviously listening to us and who wants to go through this experience, which, by the way, guys, I'm not being influenced because Ash is right next to me. I really recommend you because I've been to a lot of communities and trust me, his breathwork are unreal.
Thank you. So Sunday nights, my business partner, she does the one at La Cantine Beach, which is a floating breathwork. Thursday nights, I do Soham Wellness, which is indoors, but it's a very beautiful venue. Sunday nights, we do the ocean floating breathwork at the Retreat by Gallery. There is another few locations that we're in talks with at the moment to open a few things up as well.
I love that.
So we should have another one ocean floating breathwork.
Okay.
And another one which is incredible. But the cool thing is, all of our events is we're bringing something different. So it's not just you're coming to a recording venue, recording. Yep. We're bringing something different to every single venue because what we want is this is an experience. It's not just put some headphones on, bring some emotions up, float in the ocean, then go home. We want this to be a proper experience. This is what Immersive is built on.
I love that.
So yeah.
And I must say, one thing I do appreciate with you is not a lot of people done what you do is when you finish the breathwork, you always tell people, I'm here the next day if you need something. And you would actually reach out to people. And that for me, that day when you did this, I was like, wow, he's not like any other facilitator who's just here to ask you to come to his breathwork or try or bring you through this experience. He's actually here to be here and guide you through this journey. And you taking that time, because obviously your time is also precious. You've got a lot of things you're dealing, but actually giving time to people of like, hey, I'm here to listen. How do you feel today? Do you need help? That is beautiful. Yeah.
And look, 9 times out of 10, I feel great. Thank you very much. But sometimes someone goes, I really need a phone call. And it'd be irresponsible of me to make you bring a load of emotion up, send you on your way, and just go, cool, deal with it yourself.
I love that. And I appreciate that. Keep what you're doing.
Thank you.
Exciting to see you grow.
Thank you.
Here in Dubai.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best, obviously.
Thank you very much.
So, before I end the episode, I have 2 little things reserved for you. Okay. So, I have the what ifs.
Okay.
And then I have a quick rapid fire questions.
Are these the surprises?
Yeah. Because usually people, when I tell people, I got what if and rapid fire questions, they're like, what?
Okay, go on.
Okay, ready?
I'm in for it.
Because what if the life you're living right now isn't the life you're meant for?
I mean, that is what it is.
Okay.
The life I'm living right now is teaching me, getting me ready for that life that will be.
I love that. What if everything you fear losing is the very thing keeping you from freedom?
If everything I fear is the very thing keeping me from freedom. That's life.
Okay.
We've always got to kill the old to make way for the new.
I agree. I accept that. Listen, I take every answers. I'm just very curious to watch people listening. I'm oh, great. What if discipline could become the deepest form of self-love?
It is.
What if your nervous system is the key to rewriting your entire reality?
It is.
What if you already have everything you've ever been searching for within you?
It is.
Okay. I was just like, maybe he will disagree on something.
No, I agree, yeah.
Okay, what if today was the moment you decided to finally begin?
What if today was the decided? Well, that means it's the exact right time that I was meant to start.
Okay, I love it. You ready for a rapid fire question?
Go on.
Okay, rapid fire question. Do you want me to start light, or do you want me
Go
to
whichever way. I'm
Okay.
here for it.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Okay. Meditation or gym if you could only keep one?
Meditation.
Okay. Biggest misconception people have about you?
I'm a prick.
Last time you laughed until your stomach hurt?
Oh, I can't say that word. It was with a friend of mine. With a friend of mine in the desert.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I hear you. One guilty pleasure you'll never give up?
Oh, it's not a rapid fire question because a guilty pleasure I'll never give up. Chocolate.
Okay. What is your favorite character in Harry Potter?
Oh, I was actually watching the season the other day.
I know. I've been watching. Listen,
yeah.
I do make sure I do my digging
Yeah,
before.
you definitely do. Hagrid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Hagrid. Yeah.
Okay. Who would play you in a movie about your life?
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh, okay. Okay, fine. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah,
I'll take that.
Yeah.
A book or a practice that completely changed your life?
Practice that changed my life.
One word that described your transformative journey?
Yeah, my transformative journey. One word. Transformative. No. Life changing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's one belief you had 10 years ago that you no longer hold?
Oh. I will be partying for the rest of my life.
Okay. Really?
I used to look when I was performing. I used to party very hard.
Okay.
Like I remember it was narcotics. There was one point I used to be like, yeah, I'll be happy as long as we can party and do this forever.
Really?
Like even when I get older, then I still want to do it because I've seen some of my friends that have they've got married, they're in their 40s or 50s and they still get on it.
Okay.
And I was like, that looks like fun.
Okay.
But I'm like, no.
Okay.
No.
I hear it. One message you want the whole world to wake up to tomorrow morning?
The best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time to start is today.
Ooh, I like that one. The last one is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one I was holding
Okay.
back. If you could give one piece of advice or any message to your younger self, what would it be?
Make more mistakes.
I love that.
Make more mistakes faster. Yeah.
Well, Ash, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
And where can we find you?
So my Instagram page is consciously_Ash. You have our Immersive page, which is Immersive without the E at the end, .ae. And yeah, I'll be everywhere online. You can see me everywhere. I don't have any fans anymore though, so stop looking.
Everything will be in the description box below. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And on that note, I'm gonna love you and leave you. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.